After we have now established the right feeling one should have when two legs are on the floor, we will now continue with correct stance on one leg. Obviously, on one leg, in classical ballet, a lot of the exercises executed will be on one leg, so it's a very important issue. There is generally the same rule of thumb that one would work the middle gluteal and the little gluteal. If I was now to put my leg in Passe, I would be extending here and creating a long, long line down through the leg. One has to be very careful that when one is standing on one leg, one is not tucking under. I will try to approach that from a profile. Try very hard not to have this kind of contraction in the body. Again, make sure that your gluteal muscles are nicely extended, the foot is nicely released on the floor, not too much weight on the heel. When you do lift your leg, that there is a straight dropping sensation here. Again, with the shoulders not back, try not to twist the body. I will demonstrate with a Passe on a Quasi position. Again, obviously there is a transition of weight, but it's not too much. This is, I have to emphasize that. Generally, people think because they will go on one leg, they actually have to come back. Yeah, it's basically 5 to 10 centimeters. Put yourself in the middle on a fifth position, lift your working leg, make sure that your hips are nice and square, and the gluteal is working, and again there is a lightness on the top. What tends to happen is we sacrifice some anatomical correct positions for height or turnout. Okay, now dancers and dance teachers, we are going to continue with the correct stance, but I'm going to work on one leg in Passe. Further on in other programs we will take that further with développés devant à la seconde and arabesque and attitude, but now I will just concentrate on correct stance on one leg, and I will use the position Passe. So if you could please, dancer, put yourself in fifth position. Okay, obviously all the way through ballet class and in most repertoire one is working with turnout. And it's very important that when you do work with turnout to be very aware of your supporting side. So, if you could please, dancer, put yourself in Passe for me. First position. It's important that there is a squareness here. One is lifted here on the supporting leg. Try to have this feeling of a continuous motion, that you're dropping down here and you're lifting here, because most of ballet, it's all about counter-pulling. So she's pushing down here and lifting here. Okay, if you can put your leg down again. So as I just said, about working and being very aware of your supporting side. So I'm going to ask the dancer now to put herself in Passe and to turn in and to turn out. Because what happens is, if you could once again please put yourself in Passe position. If I overturn her out, what's happening, because we all would like to have 90 degrees flat turnout as it's called, what's happening now, she's sacrificing other parts of her body, which is in her lower back, in her knee and in her ankle. And again, if you could just rest for me. And again, over time, if you work incorrectly, the consequences are that it's going to be quite difficult for you to take further steps in your technique, and again it could result in some irritation in your back, in your knee, in your ankle, which could cause injury. So what I'm going to do is now with the dancer, I'm going to show you a little tip. So if you could please put yourself in passe and then turn in. Dancers and dance teachers, try to turn out by holding your supporting side. So if you could just turn out for me. I'm holding her supporting side. Her turnout now, from my angle, is not as much, but from the front, you can see that it's healthy, it's straight. I'm holding the dancer here, which again will help her have the right resistance, which will help work the right muscles, and in turn help her technique and keep her injury free. Okay, thank you very much. Fifth position. Thank you.